Hello, people of Our Lady of Perpetual Help. This is your pastor with this week's installment of Flock Notes. And as I always say every week, please take note of the ads that are below me and keep our ears and eyes open and attentive to the announcements at Mass and the bulletin as well, so we can all plug in to what's happening here at OPH. And we have a couple things coming up. Registration is here for Vacation Bible School, Camp Chaos, and so we invite all of our all of our young people K through sixth grade to please be involved in Camp Chaos. And also too, I'm filming this on Wednesday, but today's the first night, but it will be every Wednesday for a few weeks here as Mythbusters. So it's not only for people who might have an inkling to join OCIA to complete their sacraments, but it also is for people who have been Catholics their entire life that are unsure about what the church says about this or that, and so we can. So these are they'll discuss some of the topics that are popular in our world today as well too, and maybe bust some of those myths that we have carried around our entire lives. And also too, coming up the first weekend of August, our young people will be going to there'll be some of our young people anyway going to the Steubenville conference. It's coming back here in San Diego after what's been 5 years. Trying to remember when the last one was. 4 or 5 year hiatus because of COVID and everything else, blah blah blah, but it's back here in San Diego. And so a group of our young people will be going, and I will be there too, here and there when I can, to help with what's going on and to administrate and everything else. But anyhow, I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to hear in the Gospels this weekend. And we're going to hear on Sunday from the Gospel of Luke. It starts off, there was a scholar of the law who stood up to test Jesus and said, "Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" Jesus said to him, "What is written in the law? How do you read it?" He said in reply, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your being, and with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." Jesus replied to him, "You have answered correctly. Do this and you will live." Now that's great that he asked Jesus the question, or Jesus asked him the question. He gave the answer. Jesus said, "You have answered correctly." He could have stopped right there, but the man wanted to go a step further. And this is a good lesson, I think, in knowing when to, okay, I'm good, knowing when to stop. But he proceeded to go on, because it says in Luke's Gospel, but because he wished to justify himself, he said to Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" So Jesus went on with the parable of the Good Samaritan. And there was a man who was robbed on the way, and there was in the story, there was a man who came along who had no legal obligation to take care of him, to do anything, but he was the man who didn't look through the written law, but the law that's written on the heart, the law of love. And he cared for the man, or he took the man and gave 2 coins and said that told the innkeeper, if this does not pay for his entirety, when I'm on my way back, I will make sure that everything will be taken care of. And so, one of the questions I think for all of us is, do we go, like this man in this parable, do we go out of our way to help others who we don't have maybe legally we may not have to care for them, whatever, or love them, or whatever else. But we know that Jesus, the law that's written on our heart, says to love thy neighbor. And how do we love thy neighbor? By caring for their needs. And we see that portrayed in that parable that we hear on this Sunday. And so we can think about that. What is it that the Lord is calling us to do to reach out to our brother and sister? And so with that, I hope you all have had a great week, and I hope to see you all in Mass on Sunday.